Kestrel does go over again. I'm actually feeling like G2 has a better understanding of what they're trying to accomplish with their drafts right now. Team Secret doesn't really look to take anything away from G2 that seems like a power pick other than constantly getting rid of the Baron. You can utilize someone like a Kestrel. They are good at using her. They have shown they have prowess on the hero. The Celeste coming through is the last pick.
I know you don't like this, Fuji. I know you've talked about double heal with a tanky front line kind of guy, someone who can bruise and deal damage. Celeste is not that. I honestly feel like Team Secret were confused for a second there. They were like, okay, we're going to pick double heal, and then they're going to be like, oh no, they picked double heal, what do we do? And like take some time over the picks. G2 just instantly locked. Like they had this plan, and so Team Secret were like, oh, that's not where we saw this going.
We're not used to this.
They had a plan.
It's still going to be incredibly strong if they play this correctly. Like, I just don't let this this Lance Fortress snowball on you, and I think you'll be just fine.
All right, so which compositions do you guys favor as we head on to the Halcyon Fold before we get the action kicked off?
I think G2 putting Hundor on this Kestrel again is really going to put the game into their favor.
Yeah, actually, I'm going to flip the script on this one. I think Team Secret's got a little bit stronger comp here. We don't see that Adagio in the jungle that much, but it could have an impact here.
All right, Sona, there's your predictions. Let's hop into the game with you and Jingyi for calling the shots.
I do enjoy calling a good shot, and the shots have been fired. Already, we see G2 winning out the first game of this best-of-3 against Team Secret. The question is, can they do it again and take it to 2-0 against this double heal composition coming out from Secret?
Yeah, double secret is something that a lot of
good old
teams...
double secret.
Alright, double secret, sorry. Double healer. The double healer comp is something that a lot of teams have just been preventing other teams from having in the draft. You know, they either force that roam Adagio or just let them have it. And in this case, looks like we're going to be seeing a double crystal comp coming out from Team Secret. And with a Celeste and Adagio, I'm not sure how well that's going to work. It's definitely going to be interesting to see, but you know, G2 with that Fortress there, they've been playing it a lot, and it's been working so well for them once they get to the level 6, and once the attack of the pack is available in Redix, when we do see him play, he's going for a very aggressive Fortress build, usually going for that fountain and then the Aftershock afterwards, so making it a little bit more of a triple threat coming out from them.
We've seen how difficult it is to play Lance and Fortress into a Lyra, though. Firstly, because of the heals, and secondly, because of the Bright Bulwark. Imagine trying to do that into a Lyra and an Adagio who have double heals and the ability just to pound away at you as you try and get onto him. Dark Potato's actually going to miss the Impale here. Redix steps forward. But look at the healing coming out from Palmatar and Mowgli. It's almost like they haven't even been in a fight. Kavalafar's going to join the fray as well. Mowgli trying to get the slows onto Dark Potato here. They will just back away and get to the shop.
I see what you mean about the double. It's very good, but oh my gosh, that root!
Oh my goodness gracious me, Mowgli does get taken down for the First Blood. G2 on the retreat. Actually, First Blood went across towards Team Secret, taking down the Lance. And Palmatar and Kavalafar able to chase Hundor. Redix up towards the top of the map.
Yep, that was an interesting trade-off there, 1v1 for 1. But as I was saying before about Team Secret in the comp, this double healing comp, the double healing comp is very, very strong and does really heal someone up a lot. But the problem with it, I think it works much better, is when your third is a little bit more tanky, a melee bruiser that can get right into the middle of it, like a Lance, like a Glaive. There's a lot of options there. And by having that Celeste as your third, well, nobody's really in the front line there.
It's so odd how we see the meta change week to week, because last week, get double heal, Rona would work so well, and she was played a bunch last week and in the live championships for summer. And we haven't seen a single Rona pick throughout this entire weekend of Evil Eye action, so just fallen out of the meta. We're going to see Dark Potato and Redix getting Palmator low here, but the Imperial Sigil will keep him up for now. Double Impale onto Mowgli and Kavalafar, though Redix can jump on towards that Celeste. Oh. That's a very dead Moon Princess, and now Mowgli is the final target. Hundor's going to come in from the side, misses the Glimmer, and Mowgli actually might be able to get himself away from this one. They can't chase him underneath the turrets. Lyra, the only man standing, or woman standing, I guess, for Team Secret.
So aggressive coming from G2, but this is exactly what they need to do, because Mowgli and the Kavalafar from the lane do a lot of that. But Mowgli, you're gonna get are you gonna get out of this?
You're gonna get owed, Mowgli. He's getting owed some kills here. Dark Potato is actually gonna fall to Palmator on that Adagio. Redix now needs to get away. He should be able to get himself off towards safety through the jungle. Dark Potato a little bit over aggressive there on the Lance, trying to pick up those kills when Lyra and the rest of the squad were just around the corner.
Yeah, and such a Oh my gosh, Mowgli. Sorry, just the Mowgli. Yes, exactly. We should be doing it. But I was just saying before, Dark Potato and Redix, they know that Mowgli's up in lane with Kivalfar a lot, so it's so easy for them to go into Palmatoro, especially Lance into an Adagio. Adagio is so slow. It's actually relatively easy for Dark Potato to land those impales on him, and we can see him doing that. And Palmatoro went down very fast when Dark Potato and Redix jumped in. I do find it interesting, this Fortress Lance combo in the jungle though, because Fortress works really well with those heroes that have a lot of basic attacks, and just the way his bleed works. And Dark Potato there with that Lance isn't exactly the fastest attack speed hero available.
But he does have a really long range on his attacks, so when you're utilizing it for a mid-game spike, you can actually just get an impale into a couple of auto attacks and you can get a lot of damage down. Yes, I agree later on, you want to be able to get all of those auto attacks down, but just a couple from Dark Potato can pay dividends. And the fact that Lance is so inherently strong in his own right means that you can't surpass his ability to win out these mid-game fights.
That is very true, and well, with Dark Potato, he's got that tension built already, and that's going to be doing a lot of damage if he lands them on Palmator and Kivalfar, and we've been seeing him doing that. And if they can get this lead very, very early on, that's what they need. They need to get this lead on early and get ready to level 6. And at that point, it should be very difficult for Team Secret to come back from that, because Team Secret, they don't have the dive. Well, they do technically with Mowgli's Arcane Passage, but you don't really want Kivalfar or Palmator to follow in on that. And if Mowgli goes into the Arcane Passage, he himself is very vulnerable. And the dive from G2 is just so much more potent, so much more terrifying. So I think Team Secret, they're all a bit of poke.
Kivalfar, we'll spot them out. Don't have that trapped up though, so that was just Kavalifar's spidey senses tingling, noting that G2 had gone missing off the face of the map. Palmator and Mowgli. Palmator has hit level 6, has that verse. Now, something Scoundrel would say is he doesn't like verse on Adagio. It should be auto-attacking, you should be getting all of those extra attacks down. However, in this sort of situation where you're getting jumped on, verse can actually help you sustain with that fortified health and allow you to make G2 have to disengage. If that Lance and that Fortress are jumping onto you, using the verse does give you the ability to survive through that initial burst and then be able to get G2 away from you.
Yeah, it's very different from Scope. Mowgli, when he was playing that Rome Adagio earlier, he was being very aggressive with it. So he was running in, getting the fire into all the members, and then using his verse of judgment, so he was having an aggressive engage. When you've got this jungle Adagio being played out, it's being used very defensively, and it's a nice retaliation to the aggression that we'll be seeing coming out from G2. And if Kivalfar can follow up with a choice core collapse on whoever he wants, hopefully Hundor, then that should be a relatively easy pickup there for Team Secret.
The only thing I really see lacking here from Secret is reliable crowd control. They've got core collapse, which can be really strong, but apart from that, it's all about slows and just trying to get people in the position where you can land that core collapse. Burst can come out as well, but as we said, that's much more a disengage tool than an initial fighting tool. You've got Impale from Dark Potato, you've got Githian Wall as well, you've got the active camo stun and Redix there with Attack of the Pack just to catch people out. So I feel that G2, if they manage to get these catches, have a much better team composition. But Secret, as they get to the later game, when that Celeste starts kicking off, when that Adagio starts getting some items under his belt, are going to be very difficult to deal with.
They are going to be very difficult to deal with. This is Team Secret Spike, whilst no members of G2 have that reflex block. And they're just putting all the aggression onto the lane, just trying to push it turret forward. Whereas I feel like if Team Secret try to force that fight, force him to dive onto Palmatoro, they could turn this around. But we're not going to be seeing that until they get the money for the reflex blocks, to be honest.
Oh. G2 looking for a fight around the gold mine. Out trap near the shop will spot them out. That Imperial Sigil has come down as well. Valafar looking for a bit of a flank here. Does have the Solar Storm available if they want to go for the steal. Githian Wall does get it. Solar Storm comes out as well. G2 will take the gold mine, get themselves 1,000 gold ahead of Team here. And Potato will spot out Palmatoro. Not going to be able to jump on towards the Adagio just quite yet.
Team Secret, they just have such a poke-heavy comp, all three members. They just need to try and get those... Oh, well, there's the engage.
Yeah, they are going to go in. The burst comes down, but doesn't connect onto anyone. And Redix and Hundor able to get themselves off towards safety.
Yes, they are. So Team Secret, they had an aggressive start to that, but they're not going to get too much from that, to be honest. And the whole G2 look very healthy. Redix and Hundor, they're almost full health now. Team Secret, they just need to try and... I think once Kivalfar gets that broken myth, he's going to be going for that Eve again. I'm not sure, I think this is a good instance where he should be going for that Eve first. I would have just stopped at the Void Battery and just went on to try and get that broken myth instead. I think that'd be a bit better.
I totally agree with you.
Thank you.
Redix has, however, decided to go towards his Aftershock. It's the on-hit build coming out from Dark Potato, Tension Bow into Storm Crown, so he's really looking for that upfront burst damage. If you can combine that with some damage coming out from Hundor, can really melt through this Team Secret lineup. Hundor's gonna... Look at that auto, that was one auto on Cavalipar, 200 HP. Now Redix needs to get away from this. We're out of that fight. Solar Storm comes down onto Hundor, they're looking for the chase. Palmer's gonna step forward, Dark Potato there as well. Will force Team Secret away. Redix did have to use his fountain on Hundor and himself there, and the Helios are starting to stack up on towards G2. Attack of the Pack is used. Arcane Passage gets them away. Dark Potato looking for the chase. Githyan Wall could come out onto Palmer. Not going to use it just quite yet. Those wolves are still eating away. Mowgli will take the one-shot, one-kill, and Hundor will take a Heliogenesis straight on top of his head. The sky is falling on him at the moment, but still able to sustain himself through this game. A slight gold lead still on the side of G2, but a very even game once again.
Very even game, you're right. And the Team Secret, they need to hold on to that turret. They absolutely do, because this comp works so well defensively, just holding people at bay. And it's not really a comp that became aggressive, because we can be easily turned on by G2. You know, if they realize, oh, okay, Team Secret being aggressive, we can just turn them off with an impale or with an attack of the pack. And they do so well when they're fighting defensively, forcing them back every time, and just poke them down enough and then just go aggressive. That's how Team Secret need to be doing it this game. And we've seen them trying it a few times, but G2, their defensive plays are also very, very good as well.
I feel that's part of how they've stepped up. They're playing a much more strategic level of Vainglory. They're understanding when they can't take objectives, when they can't go for that extra push, when they need to disengage a fight rather than just going guns to the wall. Cavalifar once again takes a joke poke from Palmato. Not too much of a joke for him though, as he chunked away with that lance. I keep saying Palmato on lance when it's Dark Potato. Just looking at the O's at the end, you know. Palmato isn't called Palmato anymore anyway, it's called Palmatozo after that Ozo game earlier on, and he will get caught out. The burst comes out, but he won't even connect with that. Reddick's going to go for the chase here. Decides against it, and they back away. They'll go for the gold mine though. It looks like Team Secret might just have to succeed this one. Give it up. Solar Storm comes out, but gold mine was pulled off to the side, and it's another advantage for G2.
Yeah, it's looking so easy for G2 right now, because again, going back to this very triple poke ranged comp, even though they do have the double heal, which is so very powerful, but I don't think it's working so well this time. And the thing is, Hundor with that breaking point, it's going to be so easy for him to build up those breaking point stacks, and it's going to be, if he works on his positioning, if he's very careful with it, Team Secret are going to struggle to try and land Pauldrons on him or even take him down. It's so difficult for them. I think they really needed someone who could dive onto it. Maybe Celeste wasn't the best choice here with that Adagio and Lyra. Maybe someone who's more melee, very tanky. Even like Glaive would have worked really well this game, I feel.
Team Secret have always had a backup plan in the past. Plan A doesn't seem to be working for them at the moment. They need to switch to Plan B or Plan C. They can take out G2. Mowgli the target here for Dark Potato. He's rolled his way in. Mowgli trying to get away with the boots. Impale doesn't connect, but Redix will. Here comes the attack of the pack as well. Team Secret on the retreat will get themselves back towards the turret. Escape the clutches of G2 for the moment, but Mowgli's going to step forward once again. Hundo takes a Helio. Solar Storm not going to come out just quite yet. The core collapse not connecting. And that spells doom for Team Secret. Mowgli once again steps forward, but has to be so cautious in how he engages these fights. Redix and Dark Potato are looking to take the Treant away. Mowgli goes in with the bright bulwark. Cavalifar off towards the top side. Is going to get jumped on by Redix. Hundor going for him. Going to see if he can take down the Celeste. Solar Storm comes out. We're going to see so much damage from Palmatomo. Impale misses there. Hundor absolutely pounding away. Sitting on 14 stacks on that breaking point. Not going to hit with one shot, one kill. But Mowgli in an awful position here. G2 will take him out as well. They're going to be 6-2 up over Team Secret in this game. Hundor looking for a bit of a flank as well after taking away the Treant. Cavalipar wise enough to back away for now.
Well, he has no energy, he has no defense, no reflex block. Dark Potato does decide to dive on him, and this is kind of my quibbles with this comp. Is just that they need someone to be able to dive onto Hundor, and right now they just don't have that. It's easy for them to separate all three members off of Team Secret out, and the way Team Secret are playing this comp, they need to be able to poke away, but they're not getting the opportunity to do so because they are being aggressive in their engages, and they can't be like that. They need to try and get G2 to bring the fight, but as we get closer to the Kraken time, as you know, we can expect that G2 will be trying to force that Kraken, forcing Team Secret to come out, and when they do, it's so easy for them to turn on them just with that attack of the pack.
G2 bringing out these new heroes, doing a really good job. I mean, I know Fortress isn't new, obviously, but he's not been meta for such a long time. And they played this in live championships as well. Worked out really well for them. I think it was Fortress Koshka they were playing a lot. G2 really advancing the meta just that step further over Team Secret. This double heal composition has been long feared by most teams, but G2 showing that you can work around it. Once again, looking to see if they need to engage here. Redix does take a step forward, will jump onto Cavalifar. Theo's coming down, Dark Potato there with the Impale, doesn't quite connect. Attack of the Pack is being used once again, and G2 are on the hunt. Their prey is Team Secret. Cavalifar will be the first to fall, gets munched away, gets chomped down by G2, absolutely erased off the face of the fold. And G2 7-2 up over Team Secret.
It's so interesting that because I think a large part of why the Team Secret are struggling with this Fortress right now is with the Attack of the Pack. They're struggling to get rid of the wolves in time. And, you know, the Palmator, he's the only one with kind of any semblance of attack speed there with the alternating current. And I'm wondering what maybe that a Ringo or even a Vox, one of those more mechanical heroes, they would actually do really well against that Fortress and deal with the wolves a lot better than this composition is. And maybe we'll be seeing a little bit more as that Solar Storm going to hit. Too early.
Well, it will connect way too early, as you say. Kraken going to go down so quickly. Hundo has Tornado Trigger, Breaking Point, Minions Foot as well for this crit, and that Sorrow Blades in his inventory. Look at the damage he's getting down so quickly. Dark Potato with the Storm Cannon as well. The Kraken has fallen, and perhaps with it, Team Secret's hopes of having any chance of getting back into this game.
Yeah, it really does seem unlikely now. You know, 50 minutes is probably one of the faster games that we've seen, but Team Secret, they've got their last 3 turrets left, and the Kraken. The way the game has been going so far for G2, Team Secret just have struggled to try and get any damage down onto G2 so far. I feel like G2 have just been more proactive. See that your favorite word again. They've been way more proactive with their skills, with their heroes, and Team Secret, they just need that dive that they don't have. And I just struggle to see how they can hold this push from G2.
But they do clear the Kraken pretty quickly with these Helios and with Palmator being able to just use that alternating. A great Impale once again onto Cavalifar. He will get away. The burst comes out. Hundo will get caught in that, not stunned up because he uses his reflex block. The Kraken pushing in on towards these turrets now. Hundo, look at the damage onto Mowgli, absolutely melting him away. Palmer's the new target. Cavalifar, the final one, and he will fall. Hundo able to get himself off towards safety down the bottom side. He was on 22 stacks on his breaking point in that fight, and he's going to keep on stacking it up as he gets damage down onto Mowgli. The turret has fallen, so has the Fortress. Kraken alive. Hundo's looking for this. Palmer needs to go across on towards the Kestrel, but not going to be able to get there in time, and the Crystal will fall. G2 take it 2-0 over Team Secret. What a performance by them to win their second successive week of the Evil 8.
That's something that we would never have expected last